Welcome, guys, to my first Age of Empires 4 cast. And today, we're going to be taking a look at the two top players on the Xbox ladder. In the south, in the red, we have Beaverman5 playing as the French. And at the current time of this recording, he is rank 2 on the ladder. In the upper right, we have TTV Fitzbro, no stranger to the Age of Empires 4 scene. He's been playing it for quite a long time, and he has now transferred that knowledge and skill set to the console version. So, to get this out of the way, yes, we are casting this while on PC. However, this is an Xbox game on controller. Both these players are on their Xboxes, and they are using a controller. So there is no mouse and keyboard here today. So, Fitzbro playing as the opposite dynasty. Probably butchered that name, I'm sorry. And Beaverman as the French. Now, what I expect from Beaverman is what, most of us have been doing here since the release. He's going to put 2 villagers on gold and the rest on food, and that'll help him get to that next age. And he'll put down that school of cavalry and continue to do some knight harassment. Now, Fitzbro, obviously, he knows this game. He knows what his opponent's probably up to. They've already played a few times versus each other, wins and losses. He knows those knights are going to be coming, so I expect a barracks at some point so we can get down some of those spearmen to take care of that. Now, while we're waiting here for some real action to begin, I want to say a couple of things for those that are out there that maybe have not played the console version or just not played the Age of Empires at all, and you're here just because you're curious. One thing that is different between this and the PC version is that when you are on the Xbox version on a controller, you have the ability to click your town center like this, and then we can't see it, but they can. There's a little button that you click on your controller on the wheel that allows you to auto-create villagers. Now, the Age of Empires 2 doesn't even have that on controller, and it's a neat little feature that allows us to compete and help compete against those mouse and keyboard players. So what it does is as long as you have 50 food, it'll keep queuing up new villagers for you, and if you don't have 50 food, it'll wait until you do, and then it'll start pumping out those villagers. And it's pretty handy because as a controller player, jumping around the map and doing your eco as well as your army is a pretty hard thing to do. So having the ability to just worry about your structures and as well as the fights going on the map makes the game a lot more fun for everyone involved. It's one less macro thing you have to worry about as well, especially against, as I said, the mouse and keyboard players. Now, this game is not cross-play yet, like Age of Empires 2. I have no inside information or anything. However, I would assume if they could do it on Age of Empires 2 with its spaghetti code, then Age of Empires 4 should be a breeze on getting it to work. As you guys can see, I'm already casting one of the replays while on PC, so I assume the game's pretty ready to be cross-play. But for now, it is only Xbox, but you can plug mouse and keyboard into Xbox, and that's a topic of controversy. We won't get into it really during this cast, but you can use mouse and keyboard, and you'll get a mouse and keyboard interface while you are playing on Xbox, and you can even play ranked on Xbox using a mouse and keyboard. Not a huge fan of that. I'm hoping that when crossplay comes out, we'll have the cross input to turn on and off. That way we can only play against the input that we choose. Now, eventually I expect everyone to just do crossplay anyway, where you play mouse and keyboard versus controller, blah, blah, blah. But at least for now, especially if you're a new player coming to Xbox, you don't want to be forced to play against those mouse and keyboard players. You're here to play on Xbox on a controller, and I completely understand that. And now, I guess moving on with the game here, the other thing that you can do on controller, if you guys don't know, there's a thing called auto eco. And there's a big joke about auto everything. We have School of Cavalry out and out for Beaver, so we have that knight going to be coming out to do the harassment. But as I was saying about auto eco, you can actually set your villagers to, when they do come out, they'll automatically go to a predestined destination where they'll go to either food, wood, or gold, depending on how you have your economy set up. And it's pretty neat. Again, one of those things that just, pushes you into dealing with your battles and structure building and things like that instead of having to worry too much about your economy. I do expect as time goes on, players will eventually stop using auto eco really, like in Age of Empires 2. and they'll move into, you know, turning that off and managing their economy normally. But while we're all learning the game, especially players like myself, never really played the game. I played the game when it came out, you know, a year or two ago, whenever that was. I only played it for a few days, so I don't really know anything or remember anything. I did a dirty TC rush. But, so yeah, I know nothing about the game. I know a lot of people that are playing it now on Xbox don't know anything about the game, so the less stuff we have to worry about while we're learning the game, the better, in my opinion. Now, moving forward, we do have these scouts battling it out. Of course, we have a spearman coming in and a knight. I don't think Beaver might actually lose his scout if he's not careful here, but he does start to run away, and that knight finishes off the scout, and the knight probably could finish off that spearman if it wants to, but it looks like it wants to run away to gather up here with his other knight. That way he has 2 knights. He'll actually take less damage if he does decide to fight. There's a really fast spearman there, almost keeping up with that knight, but the knight is faster. And it looks like he's going to run around the right-hand side here, trying to get in some free damage. Now let's take a look here at TTV Fitzbro's base. He's already got some on berries. No spearman over there, though. He's got 2 right here, now going to be going towards the right. He's got 2 here, cutting off this location. That's nicely done. Great game sense there. He's got so many villagers here on wood, none on gold at the moment. And we got a wall going to get made here from Fitz, but a little slow. And it looks like those knights do make it through the middle. What's back here? Is that a scout? It's another knight at the ready. Might be able to sneak in here and get some free damage. So looking at the knights, they are going to start to run away. That villager never actually came to build the walls. And they are going to get away. Now let's take a look here. We do have that scout in, but there is a spearman, and the TC's even shooting him with 2 vills inside. So that's a lot of free damage that Fitz is getting. And it looks like that one knight did go down while the other one does start to run away. He's going to have to get chivalry or something so that knight can heal up. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty useless for the remainder of the game. Back at home, we've got a nice economy going as well. We've got an archery range coming down, so we have plans on maybe an archer transition here to deal with all of these spearmen. Now, I wonder how Fitz is going to deal with that. We do have a, what is this? Another house coming up for population. I do think another knight is getting caught here. This is a terrible fight for Beaver, but his knights do get away. He does pick off one of those. Nicely done. Doesn't lose too much there at all. And Fitzbro just continuing to push across the map. I think Beaver just needs to run around this and maybe try to get some damage in. Come up top here. Go for the gold. Maybe bring one in towards the wood line. And we've got a horseman being mixed in with those spearmen. Now, the point of the horseman here, obviously the horsemen won't beat the knights straight up, but what they will do is they will peck at the knights behind them as they run away from the spearmen. And it'll force the knights to engage the horses, and when they do, the spearmen catch up, and the knights have to run away again, or they're going to get absolutely destroyed by the vast amount of spearmen there. And we might see that engagement here. We do have an archer out. Nicely done. Unfortunately, he's shooting the horse with the archers, which is not what you want to do. The archers want to be focused on top of those spearmen while the knights take out those horses. So far, a pretty good game here. Another spearman coming in. The knights are going to help out. Braces against it. Puts that spear down. And actually takes out a knight for his trouble. So 1 spearman for a knight. I think Fitz is pretty happy about that. Very cost effective for him. Score pretty even overall right now. A lot of people on gold. I actually think we got a few idle villagers here. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe he has auto eco off, or maybe he's not using it. I really don't know. Now they're going back to work. That was a little strange. A lot of archers here. He's trying to micro him. Nice job. Gotta take out those spearmen, though. We've got a few knights here. You gotta take those full HP knights, put those in the front, and then charge at this location. And it looks like they are kind of in the back. Nope, the one, that weak one kind of runs forward, immediately dies. And that's unfortunate. These archers need to be shooting the spearmen, not the horsemen. And they're all dying very quickly. Fitzbro just with the better army and micro right now. More knights coming in, as well as some more archers. Again, the archers need to stop focusing these horses and take out those spearmen. The knights can take out the horses, no problem. It's the spearmen that are the trouble. And again, that horse is getting so much value. Now the archers can finally start to shoot as the knights do get rid of the remainder of these spearmen, as well as that archer helping out. Gonna lose another villager, though. And that's gonna end up going down. Knights are here, though. Fitz is up now in score by about 100, a little bit less than 100. Actually, over 100 now. Back at home, we do have another barracks coming down. He's got his own stable for those horses he's been making. And we've got a mining camp for him to get some stone, possibly a second TC coming in the works in a little bit. Adjusting my mic a little bit here. We've got more horsemen, more of the Pokeboys, those hardened spearmen. So they are pretty nice here. Oh, those poor knights got to get out of there. Where are their reinforcements? Those horsemen are going to run them down. It's got to be very careful with this. And these scores starting to increase rapidly here for Fitz. And those knights, they should not be here fighting this. I know they want to take out those horses. Here come the archers. The spearmen caught up. This is exactly what I was talking about before. The horses are just there to allow the spearmen to catch up. And now we even have camel archers on the way, which are the bane of the existence of those poor knights. Just another counter on top of the already counters you have, those spearmen. Now, archers actually do pretty well, I think, against camel archers. I could be wrong. Archers here are going to be fighting these spearmen. Nicely done. Of course, that one horseman can come in here and get a lot of damage done on those archers, if not at least tank, while the rest of his units do quite a bit of damage. We're looking at a score difference of almost 400 now. Fitzbro, his economy just starting to take off. But we do have a second TC coming up now for Beaver. So if he gets set up, he can probably clean up that score difference, get his economy booming. And we even have a mining camp down here getting ready to be built. So I think the thought process here is if he can sneak by, right? If he can sneak by and get those over there, he can actually mine in peace for a little while. And he does go right along the edge right there. So I don't think Fitzbro is going to see that. So that could be some easy gold here for Beaver for a little while this gold is under siege by what Fitz has. Taking a look down here, that TC is just about done. More and more knights, more and more archers on the field. Of course, we do have that archery range. We've got the squirrel cavalry. You know what? Are we missing? Oh, I just realized something. I'll talk about it after this fight. We're going to see Beaverman push in. Now, there's too many spears, and he's going to jump into the TC. He's kind of forced to right now. Actually getting a lot of damage done with those archers, believe it or not. Fitzboro's getting in some good economical damage here, but he's taking so much damage from that TC. Was that worth it? I don't know. I guess we'll see here in a little bit. Got a phone call mid-cast. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm not very professional, am I? But I actually waited to answer it until after the battle happened, so we got that going for us. Now, if you look down south, that second TC did get up and running, and he is pumping away here, double pumping villagers. And as long as he can survive here for a little while, that might be his ticket back into this game. And here come the spearmen now forward to take care of those knights. Those knights really need to back up. They're just getting slaughtered here by all of those hardened spearmen. The TC has no villages in it, so they aren't doing any extra damage. He's jumping in now. That's going to be a lot of great damage onto this army. And he's taking out a lot, actually, right there. Very nicely done by Beaver, pulling that through. But more and more units coming in here for Fitz. Jumping in that TC again. That's a lot more damage hitting Fitz's army as he tries to push in here towards the TC. That villager gets into TC. So more and more of Fitz's army just getting melted here as he pushes forward. Now, are those trades worth it? I don't know. He's taking a tremendous amount of damage, and now he's starting to build that battering ram so he can push forward to the TC. Another knight starting to come out here. Again, he needs archers. He needs knights. Oh my God, Fitz just went into the Castle Age. What a huge jump up in score there, 1,000 to 1,700. While Beaver is double pumping villagers right now to make up for those villager deficits, I gotta say, that is rough. It's actually, if you look at the top here, 53 villagers to 45. So Beaver does have a booming economy. Unfortunately, his military just isn't there right now. He does need more units. The battering ram is up. He's still freely mining down there, which is fantastic. So when he gets pushed off of here, he is still getting gold. Beaver making more and more units here, trying to push himself back into this game. But Fitzbro quite literally has him stuck in a corner. Horseman pushing in. He's got archers of his own now. But the spearman count's getting kind of low, I must say. And once those spearmen go down, these knights are going to have free reign on this location. I'm surprised the knights aren't just pushing in now, and they are. Going to take out that one camel, and I think the knights are going to clean up these archers and that battering ram. There is some more units coming in here. The Ghulam are on the way with those camel riders. Got to help out. Those archers need to attack those camels because those knights are going to struggle versus those. Battering ram sucking up all the damage there from that TC. Unluckily for Fitzbro, the TC is being microed a little bit. So it is actually going to take out these other units. His one knight at the ready. He's going to use the villagers to take out that ram as he cleans up the remainder of this army at his TC. Those archers are getting in some great damage. He's going to try to take out the battering ram, and he does. And now that the villagers are going to have to pull back here. He can probably turn around and fight those, and he does. Unfortunately, he does lose a knight in the process. Double knight is getting produced, though. His villagers running to the tree line. They're getting sliced up by those giant swords. And he's just going to push forward, doing a bunch of damage here to this infantry. And that score difference is brutal. Beaver just continuing to fight, does not want to let go of this game. And he actually lost his mining camp there, so he actually can't mine there right now. But remember, he is mining up there for free, so he's got that going for him at the moment as his TC and Knights try to clean up the remainder of this ground. We got a Lancer coming in with a tremendous amount of damage, takes out the villager. And these Knights got to get in there to help now with those archers. Fitzbro with those tier 3 units, man, they're getting great value even though they are in such low numbers. Oh no, we got to keep trying to come up here. Doesn't have any units over here though, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Again, needs to put down a mining camp here to take advantage of what he's got. And it looks like Beaver is ahead now in economy and in army, at least, you know, even in army, 16 to 16. This is a terrible fight for Beaver to take. His whole army needs to get on top of this. The one knight running across, he's going to try to actually go for the priest-looking thing there. He does not get it, though, unfortunately. And they're actually going to run towards the archers as the knights do shoot him in the back. Crossbow is going to try to take out the knights. Knights get on top. But there are 3 spearmen now going to be cleaning those up, and the knights are forced to run away as the archers are tickling these units. They must have such great archer defense, and they do. Villagers, once again, they are mining here at this camp, but they do not have a mining camp there, so they can't depot right away. Notice they have to run all the way back to that TC. And here we go. The keep is now getting built. Unless Beaver can clean this up immediately, I think this just might be a game over. Villagers going to run away to that next gold now as Fitzbro continues to put up that castle. Almost about halfway done there. And I think Beaver just might straight up quit if that goes up. And just like that, all the infantry starting to get slaughtered, and Beaver ends up resigning. But that was a great battle there for the beginning. It was actually a lot of fun to watch. I think that Xbox has a lot of potential here, guys. If you have not played on Xbox or you're thinking about playing it on Xbox, this was a great game. And as we saw on Age of Empires 2 when it came out, this is simply the beginning. Players got so much better each and every week. And what I mean by that is, and I'm serious when I say this, players who played during that first week, 2 weeks, they would get swept. The best players of those first 2 weeks would get swept 10-0 by players in the mid-range at that 4th week, 6th week, 2nd month in, they would slaughter them. So players are only going to get tremendously better for the next few weeks and months, and I'm very excited to see how high the Xbox players can climb on that skill tree here. Anyways, guys, I'm your host, Joe Desla, and I'll see you guys next time.